What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Dirt X Show. If this is your first time watching, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. This is all hosted on the Dirt Exhibition YouTube channel. Our guest today, this is actually the first time we're having a guest on the Dirt X Show, and then we're going to have much more guests. We got a guest coming later on today. But today we have the owner of one of the fastest Evos in the world, Nick Amaral. Nick, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Good, you?
Good. We're doing good, man. We just wrapped up a Project Legacy podcast, and now we're diving into a Dirt X show. So cool. All Evo stuff. I mean, we're no strangers to going fast and having fun and anything with motorsports. But this isn't really. You're not really into the off-road stuff, but you're more into drag racing and going really fast.
Right. Yeah.
So let's dive into that. Let's dive into the race program and tell us a little bit about the Evo.
So, I mean, the Evo it's one of the fastest Evos in the world. We do drag racing, quarter mile.
And bring all the crew members up at one time, therefore, drivers.
If you're out there and you're competing with these guys, you're always shooting for a record.
Okay.
We're always trying to get something out there. We're really close to the mile per hour record.
Yep.
So
what is that? What is the mile per hour record? Do you know?
It's like 192 or something. We went 190.
192 miles an hour in a quarter of a mile. Like that's crazy.
That's just the Evo record. That's the Evo record. There's cars that go real fast, like 200, 220 in the quarter, 230.
So let's talk about the Evo because
right.
We've got turbos in the side-by-sides. Yeah. We've got the supercharged and twin-turbo TRX that's on the channel that's putting out some power, but nothing like what the Evo is putting out. So let's dive into that.
Yeah, so again, the Evo, I mean, it's a 7-second car, 7-second all-wheel drive car. It makes about 1,400 horsepower to the wheels.
How much boost?
Right around 90 pounds. Yeah.
Hold on. 1,300 horsepower.
Yeah.
90 psi on a 4-cylinder car. Like, holy shit,
it's pretty wild.
Shout out to ARP head studs because without those guys, none of this would be possible.
Yeah, we run 1/2-inch head studs, so it's pretty aggressive.
Yeah, on a 4-cylinder car. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a good time.
So we've got all the swag here. We appreciate you bringing some stuff here, the shirts, the hats, the magazine. You were featured in the magazine here. What was this from?
So we were featured in D-Sport magazine a few times. The first time was the first DSM shootout, which was in Ohio, 2021. And then we were featured last year when we went sevens. And then we were actually put in there again last year because we won the shootout, the quick 32 class. So it's been a couple times that we've been in there.
And what was it like starting the program? Where did it start from, and then how did it get from there to here?
Oh, it just started as just a regular Evo street car. I bought it in 2018. I think it made like 400 horsepower when I first had it. And then we did some small stuff and slowly progressed, went faster and faster each year. And here we are, one of the fastest Evos in the world.
Why Evo? Like of all the cars out there? Like,
it's just like anybody else. You find something you like, and then you just kind of stick with it. One of the first cars I had when I was a kid was a 92 Mitsubishi Eclipse, which is like a first generation Eclipse. And then the second car was like a turbo version, all-wheel drive. So I've kind of been a DSM guy growing up. And then if you're a DSM guy, once the Evos hit the US, you're like, oh man, I got to get an Evo. So that was just always a goal.
Are you a big Fast and the Furious fan?
100%. Who isn't, man?
Who isn't, dude?
Yeah.
Well, I think they're up to like Fast and Furious 16 or something coming out soon.
Yeah.
100.
Dude, they just keep adding people too.
Yeah,
like they're like, yeah, there's no way that anyone's gonna watch Vin Diesel in outer
Jason
space.
Momoa is in it. This
Yeah,
next one.
dude.
Like, what the fuck,
dude. We joke around, man, because like obviously we grew up in that time, and, and we're a similar in age. And I think when we were about that time to get like our license and start driving, like Fast and Furious was huge. So we joke around, dude. Like I bought what was it, 92?
I think it was a 92.
A 92 Honda Prelude that was completely like the front end was destroyed, like the bent control arms. But I'm young, stupid, had these grand ideas that I was gonna build it and it was gonna run and drive. It was gonna be so cool. And I think like two of the first things I got for it, which I didn't even put on the road and drive. I sold it before I could even drive it.
And
but
didn't bolt the parts on
Didn't
either.
put the parts
I think
on.
the only thing you did was paint the interior. That was the only
man.
some stupid.
Yeah, plastic paint.
Yeah. So again,
definitely Fast and Furious.
Yeah, 16 man, and I think we got some like eBay headers off of eBay,
$80.
and I found some like Skyline body kit for it.
Hell yeah,
Dude! I just had the kit in a box and the headers in a box. And,
but you didn't even tell the story like how we got it. So we drove to somewhere, like in the sticks somewhere, with Brendan's dad. He gave us a ride, you know. And again, we're 16. We don't have driver's licenses yet. We're like, oh, we're gonna build this car. So we go. The guy's like, I'm like, oh, can we take it for a ride? He's like, yeah, it just doesn't have any brakes, so just be careful, you know. So we're like, all right. So we get it.
And the tire sideways, dude.
It's a 5-speed, and I'm like, I've never driven a manual car before, and I'm like, oh, I've driven dirt bikes and 4-wheels, like it's got to be the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So we get in it, back the thing up. We're like driving down this guy's dirt driveway, and Brennan's like, what do you think? I'm like, I don't know, dude, it's pretty cool. Like I'm like, this is awesome. So I do a 3-point turn. I don't know if I stalled it or not, but we did a 3-point turn in the guy's like little side yard, come back around, and Brendan's dad standing there with the owner of the car. They're looking at us. We pull up, I'm looking at him, and we're hitting the brakes, and the car's not stopping. And we just go right off the edge of the driveway into a tree. Just boom, nice little 8-mile-an-hour roller, you know, a quick little whoop.
That's awesome.
We got out, like, all right, we'll take it.
So
That's great.
Yeah, so we got it. It came back to I don't even remember how I got it back. How did we get it back?
We had to go back. I think with somebody with a trailer.
Somebody with a trailer. Yeah.
Did it come with the tree?
No.
Dude, it sat in the driveway for, I don't know, 6 months or something like that with a car cover over it. And I would do stupid stuff. Again, I was young, stupid, didn't really, know anything. I had these grand ideas and, it was, ended up selling it, like I said before, I even got my license. So.
Was that technically your first car?
Technically.
What was your first car?
Oh,
Going back now.
my first car was a 93 Nissan Altima.
Hell yeah.
5-speed.
Did you do
Hell
anything to
yeah.
it?
Yeah, I crashed into a tree. like what you did.
Yeah.
But going a lot faster.
Yeah.
Dude, everybody crashes their first
And
car.
then my second car was the same exact car, just maroon.
Yep.
And I traded that for my first 1G.
No shit.
That 92 car. I traded it, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I feel like if we're talking and if you didn't crash your first car, like we can't be friends.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
I crashed my first car 6 days after I got my license.
That's-
On my birthday, on like my 17th birthday.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
I think it was either a 93 or 94. I think it was a 94 Mustang GT, because that was when they switched away from the Fox body. I think it was 90. It was either 93 or 94 was the first year of the newer body style, but it still had the 5.0. And then the second year they went to the 4.6.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, Mustang, coolest thing in the whole world. White, had some eBay body kit on it, dude.
They all did.
Convertible.
Altenza taillights.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. And literally,
Did you say the chrome tips? Yeah.
oh no, it had some big goofy ass like Pep Boys exhaust tips, dude.
That came off every once in a while.
Dude, I
ting,
lost
ting,
one,
ting
dude.
down the road.
I lost one before, but yeah, dude, convertible with like the roll bar in the back with like the light built into it, dude.
Yeah.
I was fucking shit, dude.
You were chilling, man.
We literally, my mother's like, I don't know, I don't think it's a good idea. We go there. I bought the car with a friend's. We had a family friend that owned an RV place, so he had a dealer plate. So I was like, hey, can I take the dealer plate to go pick up my first car? And he was like, yeah, but you can't drive it because you got to be 25 or whatever to drive on dealer plates.
Yeah.
So my stepdad's like, oh, yeah, no problem. I'll drive it home. So we like went there. I worked the guy over, dude. I got him down to like $4,200. Bought the car. We slapped the plates on. Of course, my stepdad's driving home, and I'm in the passenger seat, like pissed off. He can like see the look in my eyes. Then we stopped to get fuel, and he's like, "Do you want to drive home?" I was like, "Yeah, I want to drive home." He's like, "All right, yeah, you can drive home." Drove the car home, dude, and I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna be great." We went to an insurance company, dude, and they were like, "Yeah, insurance is gonna be like $3,800 a year," and I was like, I paid $4,200 for the car. So what do we do here? Yeah. And he's like, well, that's a very fast car. There's, you're probably going to crash it. You definitely want to have full coverage. And my mother the whole time's panicking. She's like sitting in the seat. Richard, I don't think it's a good idea for you to get this car. So we walked out of there, dude. And I'm like, all right, well, I need $3,800. I don't have it. So the car got parked in the driveway, and I would wake up in the morning and I would bring my mom to work, and I would take her Grand Am to school. Well, that's what she thought. But I would really drop my mother off at work, drive back to my house, and put the Grand Am plates on the Mustang. Dude, I drove that car. I joke about it because I drove the car for like 1 or 2 months, and it was really only registered for the last 2 weeks.
If you're young and you're watching this, don't do that.
Dude,
yeah, no,
don't do that.
No, 100% do that.
We were young, we were stupid. We scumbagged a lot of things.
I was like, oh, I'm just gonna drive it to school, and then I'm just gonna bring it home. And then Brennan's like, what are you doing after school? Do you want to pick me up? And I'm driving across town, dude, top down, radio blaring, some staggered 19s on it, dude, beating the shit out of this car.
I used to drive to school with a suspended license. Yeah. And the entire school knew that my license was suspended. So they would, the school resource officer would literally see me drive out of the school parking lot, and you never knew, like, oh shit,
is today gonna be the day?
I did that for like a week, and I was like, yeah, nah.
Dude.
I was like a couple weeks away from getting my license back. I was like, all right, I'm going to just leave this car at home.
Yeah. I literally scrounged up the money somehow. I registered the car. I put it on the road. I didn't even make my first insurance payment right in the guardrail, dude.
Oh, man.
Disintegrated. I would love to have that car back, as most people would their first car. But, I mean, again, had a cheap body kit on it, fiberglass hood. So, like, when I hit the guardrail, dude, it was like a grenade, dude. I was like, oh, I was so defeated. And, I was at the scene, and I called my parents back. I'm like, oh, I just got in a car accident. Where are you? We're coming right now. So my mother's like, she's like, don't say anything. She's like, Rick's going to say he was driving, my stepfather, so like I didn't get in trouble when I was a kid. So all of a sudden the neighbor comes running over. He's like, oh, my God, are you okay? The fucking airbags are off.
Yeah, I'm fine. I wasn't even in it.
Dude, and then, so first police officer shows up, starts talking to me, starts questioning me. No big deal. Second one pulls up hot, gets out of the car. He's like, you drive like a asshole, I see you all over town. Da, da, da. So I didn't know he's a local guy. Good guy, local guy to this day. But he lived like 5 minutes up the road from me. He's like, you passed me the other day in my Dodge, and you were going around cars. Da da da. I'm like, oh. He's like, if I was the first officer on scene, I'd be putting you in handcuffs. And I'm like 16 years old. I'm like, holy. And then my parents pull up, and I'm like, yeah, I can't say anything. So that was it. Like I said, if you don't total your first car, then you're probably a piece of shit.
Do you have any other cars? Is the Evo the only thing? Like any other toys?
Currently, right now, yeah. I don't even remember what I just had. What did I just sell? Oh, I had a Skyline. I just got rid of.
Okay, what year?
95 is an R33.
Nice.
Yeah, I just got rid of that. I always have like small little things here and there. Just keep moving them.
Anything off road?
I've never had anything like off. I had a Jeep a couple of years ago that I used to flip over in the Freetown Forest all the time.
Yep.
That was
We're
cool.
familiar with Freetown.
Oh yeah,
that was a good time.
The Pug Wedgies.
The Pug Wedgies, the Bridgewater Triangle. It's a long story.
I don't know anything about that.
Devil worshippers.
Never.
That go out into the
no.
Anyways, but
I mean, Jeeps are cool.
Yeah.
And dude, it's fucking funny.
My first Jeep, and my friend was like, you got to buy this Jeep and so you can go off road. And I'm like, what's that mean? Just buy this and it doesn't matter what happens to it. They're indestructible. I'm like, all right. I blew the thing up like 40 times. I used to like blew the transmission out of the thing. The T case fell out of it. Like,
so you're the driver of a 7-second Evo.
Yeah.
And you before the show, you were talking to me about you had a side-by-side experience up north in a rental.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Because was that
actually don't think I should.
Was that your? It's okay because they're listening. No, was that your first side-by-side experience, like first time in one?
Yeah, I've to this day only been in it for one, like maybe 20 minutes.
Do you want to talk about it?
Oh yeah, I mean,
because all right, so you rented a machine.
Yeah. And they're
this is well past the statute of limitations.
Yeah, they're like, the only thing you can't do is flip it over, otherwise you lose your insurance. Like you lose your
damage deposit, like
your deposit. Yeah,
bucks.
it was like $1,500. I'm like, all right, no problem. I'm not gonna flip this over. Flipped it over in the first like 5 minutes.
Everybody does.
And like the best part was like we didn't lose the deposit, which was cool. But
Really?
yeah, it was cool.
Dude.
My friends did the exact same thing. They called me and they're like, "Oh, you know how like you're not supposed to flip this over and blah blah blah." I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Well, we just did and we got away with it." I'm like, "Cool." That's
No
awesome.
shit.
Everybody flips them. We had a
Dude.
buddy that just rented one recently, and I don't know, within the first day, he went up there for like a weekend or something like that. Within the first day, there's a video on his Facebook of one of his kids just sending it off a jump, landing, cutting the wheel, and then just rolling.
Oh, dude.
you know,
People
all
don't-
the
We,
time.
we like rolled down a hill.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was hilarious. I'm just laughing. I just let go of the wheel, you know, rolling. I'm just like geeking like a little kid.
Dude, I tell everybody hug your harness, dude, because
Yeah.
I've had friends that roll over and you try to like stick your arm
Oh,
out
that's how you break
because that's
your
your
arm, yeah.
reaction. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I'm gonna stop this 2,000-pound machine. No
way.
chance, dude. But every single person that gets in a side by side, dude, like if you've never driven one before, you're gonna roll it over. Like I tell people, I'm like, this isn't a car. Like people get in it and they think they're gonna do donuts in it, like a notchback or
different.
something.
Yep.
It is completely different, dude. Everybody rolls over. Everybody.
All-wheel drive is just different.
Yeah.
And even people that know that still flip them.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
I knew it.
We've
And I
been-
was like, I knew I was going to flip that thing over.
Yep.
I looked at it and said, I'm going to flip that over. He's like,
Well-
do you want the insurance? I'm like, yep.
So
100%.
one thing that we do is every year we do a UTV rally experience where last year we did it for the foundation. We talking to you a little bit before the show about that the Pro XP that we built there for the
Yep.
Locker Motors Foundation. We did the UTV rally experience where guys, it was a paid thing. Guys made a donation and went right to the foundation, and we took them on a side-by-side ride. Like it was like an 8-hour day.
yeah, it was an
maybe?
all-day, all-out rip through New Hampshire, through the trails
Yeah,
that
a couple
we know to
hundred
ride.
miles, you know, and I think at the time, what was it, like $1,000 or something to do it?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, it was somewhere around like $1,000. And you know, some people are like, "Oh, well, I can rent a machine for $400." I'm like, "Yeah, well, you can rent a basic machine for $400, and you can go up there in the woods and have no idea where you're going.
Yeah.
and just have a whatever. Or you can come with us. We have the whole trip plan. We're gonna start here. We're gonna show you all. It's like a guided tour, and you're gonna get to drive a custom machine. Like both of our machines make big power. Yours hasn't been on the dyno, but mine makes like 200 to the rear tires, and it's weighs like 1,700 pounds. Like they're fast, dude. It's a different experience.
And they handle great.
Yeah, and like I run mine in all-wheel drive. You know, they have, because they're all-wheel drive, not four-wheel drive.
Right.
Some of the regular ones, like the trail ones, and you can't do that. But dude, I always run my car fast, dude, full all-wheel drive. Like it saves me more times than I can explain. Like people are like, oh, why? I just go on two-wheel drive. I slide around the corner, and I'm like, yeah. And then you slide off the little edge into like the washout.
Yeah.
And like, and when I'm on all-wheel drive, dude, I bury that thing, and I'll kind of crawl my way out of it. You know.
Yeah.
But it's a cool experience, dude. I mean, we should definitely try to link up. We should try to get you up there because
Yeah, you're always more than welcome to come on up and go on a rip with us and whatever.
sure.
We go for some good rides. Usually we get a crew together, and a lot of people listening to this who are familiar riding up in New Hampshire, we will start in like Berlin or Gorham or somewhere around there, and then we'll head to and a lot of the other places, Colebrook or Pittsburgh or things like that. So we go for long rides, and that's kind of like our style of riding. You know, there are tracks around here, and sometimes we can do track riding. I'm trying to do a little bit more of that this year, but when we go up north, it's all day, all out rip. We'll go to one location, fuel up, come back, and it's just an overall cool experience.
yeah,
Just-
a couple hundred miles in the woods, like a couple.
That sounds like a good time.
Dude, like people, you drive down the road and you're like, oh hey, I did 200 miles today in a car. Like that's a ride. But when you're doing it at 70 miles an hour in a side by side in the woods, it's a completely different experience. And it's nice up there because that community where we ride, there are a lot of areas where you're allowed to ride your side-by-side on the road legally without any special registration, like just a trail registration. You can pull out, get gas, and it's like it's different lifestyle up there altogether. But
And that's the difference of New England riding, because like New England off-road is, you know, ripping down trails and you're passing trees, which is a lot different than other styles. Like you go out west in the deserts and the dunes and wide open. And you're gonna, I mean, you're gonna go faster there, and you run the risk of, you know, there's rocks or hitting hills and things like that and whatnot. There's some
it's
stuff
dangerous,
out there,
but it's not.
New England.
You're not threading the needle, dude.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
There are times where we are threading the needle. Like there is no room on either side. The margin for error is so small.
At any moment in time, we could clip a tree, and this is not going to go well.
and we do the exact same thing as you in the Evo. Nothing but safety. You know, we wear a seatbelt. We only drink 2 beers.
Yeah.
No helmets, dude.
I would not let me drive.
Dude,
No.
Don't let me drive. If
No.
that's all we have for safety,
Yeah.
don't let me drive.
I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you, if you drive one of our machines up in New Hampshire, like you will be addicted. You will want.
Well, that's
to do
why
it.
Yeah.
I told you. That's why I don't have one.
Yeah.
I told the wife.
You
know,
almost did though, right?
almost. I was close to buying one, and then I was like, no, can't. The
It's just
Evo, the
another
Evo
thing.
just takes up the time, and if I have this, it's going to be another addiction, and I just can't afford that right now.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So
As far as like mental capacity,
yeah, well, so with the Evo, like, what is it like traveling? Like, what is it? You know, what is it typically like? What does it look like? Is there an organization you're a part of? Is it a series of races? Do you guys travel?
yeah, I mean, we go all over the country, different events, any drag racing event that we can fit, into a class we go to. Like I said, we try to go every Friday to like a track rental. We go to like New York, Lebanon Valley, or we'll go to New Hampshire, which is New England Dragway.
Yep.
That's where we test, and then we go to like bigger events in Ohio, Maryland, Florida, Texas, wherever we can get to. But those are the main areas that we go.
Yeah, we should definitely hook them up with ASA.
Yeah.
Squad driven, they're doing they do a lot of rallies and a lot of events, and they're doing a rally right now. It's Maine to Miami. They're breaking it up into 2 segments, so if people can't make the whole trip, whatever, but they stop at tracks and airstrip along the way. Like, they're just big car people, and it'd be crazy to see you tow that thing behind like some crazy tow with a TRX or something in the trailer and just show up to the airstrip, dude.
Be cool. We were supposed to be on This Versus That, which was the Hoonigans.
Oh my
thing.
god.
I watched that show. I'm very familiar with it.
We were
so.
supposed to be on that, and then obviously, Ken passed. We haven't heard much since, but that was supposed to be pretty cool. We get offers all the time for like certain things. Like, you may see the Wild Evo on Street Outlaws soon. Who knows?
Yeah.
So
On what?
Street Outlaws.
Ooh.
Discovery Channel, dude.
All right.
Come on.
All right.
Get with it.
Come on, man.
He doesn't know.
Who is
Dude.
this guy?
I haven't watched Discovery Channel in a long time.
Yeah. So I mean, those we get offers all the time for things like that, different shows.
I would love to see it on this
This
versus
versus
that.
that. Me too. I mean, at the end of the day, like I don't know what the that would be, because there's not a whole lot of shit
Right.
that they have on
Yeah.
this.
The thing is, it's kind of a situation where like we have to fund it, like, to get out there, which it's in California, so it's a $3,000 trip just to get the car there.
Let
Yeah.
me ask you this: did they reach out to you?
Originally,
Can you talk about that?
Yeah,
A little bit, yeah.
We can talk about it.
Okay.
Originally, I made a joke on Instagram, and I tagged the Hoonicorn. I made a picture, and it was my car
Okay,
versus
I
the
saw that.
Hoonicorn. You saw that?
Yep.
And then that got, for whatever reason, everybody went nuts. It got a lot of exposure and traction, and then next thing you know, Seth from Hoonigan, who's the producer, is texting me, let's get you on This Versus That. So that's kind of how that all went down. And then just logistically, like, they just had so much going on that it just never happened. Like, we just couldn't get on the same page.
Yep.
To get the car from Rhode Island all the way to California is a lot. So it needs to be planned. And then they just never really followed up. And then obviously Ken just passed away. So
We talked about that on the show. Ken's influence on just not only in what he does with drifting and everything else, but just motorsports in general. I mean, there's
he
not
is one of the biggest icons in
Yeah.
motorsports.
100%.
It's huge. The guy's
Everywhere. I mean,
insane.
everything, dude. Like, I've seen so many YouTube videos, dude. Him with his freaking boat, him with freaking snowmobiles. Like, the dude.
I don't think there's anybody in motorsports that paved the way like he did.
Yeah, he's iconic. But
100%.
R.I.P. to Ken Block.
Oh, 100%.
We'll always say that, and we'll always support Hoonigan. With him in the
And we'll-
project.
Even his daughter too. She's kind of following his footsteps. She's a driver as well. I think she's only like 14. Well, no, she just got her license, so she's 16, 17.
I think I watched a video on YouTube where she bought her first car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Audi. I think
Yeah,
it's
that
pretty
was
sick.
interesting, dude. So
We've kind of always wanted to, because we got the TRX on. Rich has the TRX, and like I said, supercharged twin turbo, and I'd love to see that on This Versus That.
yeah,
They can
dude,
make it happen.
dude. They
100%.
make the TRX, man. Those things make big power.
I got Seth's number right here. I'll pass it along.
Yeah, dude. I'll fucking hit him up.
I'm pretty
'cause-
sure. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I think it's like Fire or something.
dude. So
Seth.
We'll work that deal out
Yeah.
after.
Yeah, I know, but TRX
so,
Hoonigan right there.
Dude, the TRX is putting down right now just on pump gas with just twin turbos feeding the supercharger. Nothing done, nothing touched on the motor besides injectors. We're putting 870 to the wheels in an all-wheel drive truck. And we're running like 0 to 60s like 3.1. Like in a 7,000-pound pickup truck. And I'm talking to Steven Rippa. Steven Rippa is going to come on the show. Rippa Tuned, they're like the #1 name in aftermarket Mopar stuff. Like they do everything. Turbos, superchargers, full builds. He's got a shop down in New Jersey. You can bring your to him, have him install it. You can just buy it through him. But he's literally like the Mopar god. And I met him through a buddy. I got a buddy who has a Trackhawk. And his Trackhawk's making like 12 or 1,400 horsepower or something. But I've been in communication with Steve over the past couple of weeks about setting the truck up to run E85.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, on E85, you will make 1,400 horsepower, which is insane.
That's a lot. I mean, to gain 500 horsepower just from fuel, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I think conservatively, you'll be around 1,100, 1,200.
Well, he said, the big thing, it's not just the fuel, it's the boost. You can, like, right now it's only running 17 pounds. And 17 pounds on pump gas is kind of like the limit. But on E85, dude, they're going way up to, like, I think 30 pounds, 35 pounds of boost. So it's...
Yeah, it's huge. That's, that's almost 50 horsepower per pound of boost.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Well, again, you're getting into when you get into running 85, there's another fuel pump. The TRX, I'm pretty sure, already comes with dual fuel pumps.
Yeah, it's 30% more increase for fuel consumption.
Yeah. So, but we're talking about. I mean, the truck right now, just driving on the street, is crazy because
it's definitely fun
dude,
truck.
You drive it and it drives perfectly normal.
Yep.
Truck drives stock.
But if you need to get on it, it's there,
dude. And when you do get on it, dude, I race everybody. Like my kid said to me the other night, we were up the street here and we pulled up to a red light and some dude in his like Hyundai was like inching forward. I was like, oh dude, he's gonna try to race us, and I like hit sport and I hit launch control.
$100,000 truck.
and I literally, dude, it's like I'm like stop boosting it, and dude, all 4 tires. Wow.
Yeah.
And my kid's laughing. I'm like, what's so funny? He's like, he wasn't trying to race you. I was like, yeah, he was, dude. You started reaching forward. We're like, arguing in the car. He's like, you're stupid. I was like, whatever.
That's hilarious.
But dude, I also one day I pull up next to this guy, ruined this guy's whole day, dude. Him and his wife in like a 2018 wannabe GT 500. It was probably just
Nice.
a GT, dude. Had a bunch of shit, convertible. We pull up. I'm in Canton. I'm on my way to the only gas station around here that sells E85 because my jet ski was run on E85. So I'm in the TRX, no twin turbos yet, but I had the jet ski on the back, and I'm parked next to him, and he's like revving his engine at me, like he could see the TRX badge. I'm like, dude, same thing, sport, launch. I think all of a sudden it's like, dude, light goes green, gone, dude. I don't know how the jet ski didn't come flying off the trailer, dude.
That's awesome.
But literally ripped this guy's doors off, and he like you could just see the look of defeat in the rear view with like him and his wife. Dude, just pulling on this guy. No, it wasn't even a race. And then we're coming up, and I see him put his directional on. I'm like, oh my god, this guy's pulling the gas station. I turn on the gas station, dude. Whoop, he took off straight. He didn't even want to see me.
Poor guy was probably
dude.
just going to like dinner with his wife.
Dude,
I guess some
yeah.
guy bullying him with a jet ski on the back.
Like I can just imagine, like we've all been there, dude. When someone races you and you just see them pulling away, you're just like, this sucks. And then just imagine seeing this big orange truck pull
He probably
away.
just liked your truck.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
and then
I
there's
wasn't even trying to race you.
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. You can never be too cautious. But yeah, dude, we'd love to go on this versus that. I think that'd be quite the feat.
I think you can get on there. I don't see why not.
Yeah, we'll definitely hit them
They
up.
have a lot of different people that are on there. So I think you'd be able to get on there no problem.
Were you? Do you know what you were like slated to race?
No,
against?
I mean, there was a couple of things they said. They had offered like an RX-7. They wanted to put me up against Mac, which is Kimbo Slice. It's a GTR, which is like a 6-second GTR.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm not going to win that, but that's fine, But he already went, so it just never happened. It never panned out.
Did you watch the Unicorn versus the World?
I did. That's originally what I was trying to get on.
Yeah.
I wanted to race Ken in that.
I know.
Unicorn.
I know.
I really, really,
That thing
really wanted.
moves.
Yeah, but I really wanted to race it.
Yeah.
We would have been severely like understaffed for the situation because it
Yeah.
takes a lot to get the car to make a pass.
Oh yeah.
They give us a little bit of time. Like they're like, oh, you have 10 minutes in between each run. Like there's no way we would have been able to do that.
Yep.
It takes like 15 minutes minimum to get the car back to the area, charge the battery, fill the ice up, put fuel in it, drain drain the catch can, and then you got to wait for a minute, let the car cool down because there's no coolant in it. It's a solid piece of billet.
Yep.
So there's no coolant. It's a dry box. So, and they were like, yeah, well, you were really limited for shooting and this and that. And I was like, all right, well, we'll try,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
We'll make at least one hit.
I think that they just want you to break. I think that that's part of it.
Yeah, they don't give.
They're just like, it's all right, run it hot. It's all right. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's cool though. That'd be a good opportunity.
Yeah, once we started figuring out like, dude, it's gonna cost us $10,000 to get out there and back. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get exposure, and if we win, cool, great, opens up opportunity. But I'm funding this whole operation, It's
So
not-
that's how they run it, though. They're like, hey, you fund it. You just
of
basically
course,
show
for the
up
most
and-
part,
yeah.
like there's no money or anything like that. But I was told that if you got asked to race the unicorn, there was money involved.
Yep.
But that was done. By the time I made that post, like as a joke, unicorn was done because Ken no longer drove for Ford. That's when his daughter started driving the unicorn.
Yep.
He got signed with Audi, or whatever the case was. So he was never to drive that car again. So that's what that whole situation was.
That's crazy too.
And now is she driving the unicorn?
No, I think it's officially retired.
Got it.
Yeah, sponsorships. That's like a whole nother game, dude.
Yep.
Sponsorships, yeah, it's tough. It's a lot. I mean, we just got sponsors last year.
Do you want to shout some people out?
Yeah, RRT Motorsports, Rafe, that's the main guy right there. Vibrant Performance, Quartermaster Clutches, Precision Turbo, Texera Fab, all those guys. Those guys good. Superior Energy Solutions,
That's
Amaral
awesome.
Services,
There we go.
Shout out Amaral Services.
100%.
Where can guys find you on social media?
Instagram is like the biggest following. It's wild_Evo. We also have a Facebook page, which is Wild Evo, all one word. We have a website, wildevo.net. You can buy merch. You can check the blog, see what's going on.
So you can get these hats on there.
Yeah, everything on there. Just the click of a mouse, man.
Luckily, VIP over here.
100%. We have a discount all winter. You just enter if you pay attention on the site, it gives you the discount code. Just enter that at checkout. Save some money.
And guys, real easy. If you go to YouTube and you search Wild Evo, I mean, there's tons of videos.
Tons of videos.
You're going to be able to see.
Which is cool. Like we actually searched it this morning, and I saw some videos for the first time. I didn't even realize they were there.
Yeah, you're going to see them. So, well, Nick, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to get you in a side by side.
Yeah, we'll flip that shit over. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. All right.
All right, brother.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks.